round 5 of the Roadsports series with 750 Motor Club. I hope you enjoy it. It's edited pretty crudely, but gives you a rough idea of what it was like in the race. So this is the cars coming out of the collecting area. It's the start of the race. We've seen the test day, the quali, and then this is the pole sitter here. Class C pole sitter, Class C second place, and then between me and the second place guy is the blue and yellow Nissan. We're just heading out onto circuit here at this point, just warming the car up, trying to get some heat in the tyres and heat into the brakes, and checking that our gremlins from the day before and earlier in qualifying aren't coming back. So we're just trying to get our position correct, trying to make sure we're not out of position for the race. It's very difficult to do on the roll-up lap. You have to rely on the car positions in front to make sure your position's correct, even though you're counting and trying to identify where you should be. So this is coming up. We've done 2 green flag laps and now we're coming up to the start of the race, and I try and get right up behind the Ginetta, but I should be behind the Nissan. And now it's a green flag, everyone's racing, and the Nissan's on my right, so I yield and just try and, even though the Nissan is a Class B, I try and stay up with the Nissan, and I'm trying to maintain speed through this corner, but the Nissan has a bit of a moment, gets broadside around that corner, and I have to back out of it, which allows the Elise to come up the inside of me on the right, and give him room, and then we accelerate away from the twisties, which is where the Elise is very good in the heavy braking and twisty corners, as you would imagine. And then it's a case of just trying to put some good lap times in, try and stay with the pack, but it's pretty tricky. I'm indicating there to let Anthony from behind in the white Elise to come past, because he's in the next class. He's in the Class B car, but yeah, he chooses to stay behind. And then it's a case of just putting some good lap times, as I said, together, lap after lap, trying to stay with the pack. I'm currently sitting in 3rd, and that's, for me, would be an amazing achievement after the problems we've had. There's a Class A car coming through the pack from the back, Porsche Cayman, and then Anthony comes past. I nearly outbrake myself there into the back of him, which he wouldn't thank me for. So my aim now is to try and stay with Anthony in the Class B car. It's a bit of a tall order, but I will try my best. Tell him I'm not going to challenge for the position, although it's an overall position. I really am just concentrating on my Class C race within this main Roadsports race, and we just push on and try and put some lap times. Concentrate on your braking points and try not to fluff any gear changes, which do a couple of. Another Class B Mini coming past at that point. Again, just trying to stay out of, keep the momentum going, stay out of trouble. And the Nissan has had a moment coming out the turn 3, and I managed to get back an overall position, although it's not class position. It's John Barrett's green, beautifully prepared BMW. Blasting past, Class A car, lovely. So during this time I'm in constant comms with the pit wall, and they're telling me they're looking out for that yellow flag and when the pit lane's open, and we're just hoping that we can capitalise on a yellow flag, which will mean we can save a huge amount of time. As you'll see, the speed differential between the classes is quite a lot at some points in the circuit. Just waiting for that pit window to be open, and we leave it to the last minute, hoping to get that yellow flag and hit under yellows, which is always beneficial. But in this case, that doesn't happen. We decide to pit. We've moved right up the end of the pit lane because it gets very busy. And the team are waiting. Camerawoman, should I say, is waiting. And what we're concerned about now is the car overheating when it's stationary. Make sure there's no issues. It's only a short race, 45 minutes, so I'm not going to take any fluids on myself. And it's a case of just making sure you're not going to incur a penalty from a short pit stop.
Is he alright?
So team boss there, just telling me where I am in the race, how long we've got left, and make sure my timer is pushed, which you'll see on top of the cage, the roll cage. It's a very simple timer, but it's very easy to use, very simple to use, so you can punch in the numbers you need for the end of the race. It'll give you a rough idea. So it shows we're pretty accurate on our pit stop. We come out where the Nissan has stopped the lap before, we come out directly behind the Nissan again. Which is still, by the looks of it, quite lively. The forward-facing cameras just set a little bit high, pointing a little bit low, so we need to reposition that for the next race. There's John Barrett coming around to lap me on a mission, and there's another Ginetta that we managed to get past. This is the battle for the first place, as you can see on the right. The Elise and the BM fight all the way to the flag. This is the last lap, although I didn't know it at the time. I thought I had one more, and they managed to finish 0.2 of a second apart. And it's a case for us just to bring it home. There's no extra positions to be gained from overtaking anyone here. These are Class D cars fighting amongst themselves, so I'm trying to stay out of their way. So now a case of just cooling it all down, put it in the highest gear you can, and just let all the temperatures come down. And return to the garage. Right, so we just got back and we've had an eventful day at Silverstone International. You know a little bit about yesterday, but Dan from BSCS worked his magic and spent a few hours last night on the car, identified that it was a faulty water temperature sensor, so he's replaced that. We managed to have some good fights with some other cars, some of different classes, and we came home third, and we are very pleased. The car's done very well. We've just got a very short turnaround now till Anglesey in 3.5-4 weeks time, I think, so we've got a few bits to do, but watch this space. Nearly forgot. Ta-da! Third place trophy. So after all that, I can't believe actually that we got a trophy. We didn't think we were going to be starting the race after all the problems from yesterday, so well earned trophy. Happy with that one.